Belinda and Harper Audio Australia present this unabridged recording of Andromache in the Dark, Andromache Book Number 2, written by Gabriel Bergmoser and read by Ayesha Gibson. To John Marsden, for telling us the most incredible stories and teaching us to write our own. Andromache, Ancient Greece. Say, Andromache. Noun, the wife of Prince Hector in the story of the Trojan War. A deadly Amazonian warrior referred to as the Battler of Men. A victim sacrificed to the Minotaur in the myth of Theseus. A really annoying name that parents should think twice about before giving their child. Courage. Chapter 1. Florence was not supposed to be like this. I don't mean the city, by the way, which was exactly how I'd always dreamed it would be. I mean, this trip was supposed to be sightseeing and learning about all the fascinating and frequently gory history that happened here. Checking out some beautiful old art and wandering through the stunning buildings full of secrets. It was not supposed to be me standing on a rooftop, watching the cobblestone street below, holding a long, heavy grappling hook launcher and waiting for screams. It's going to be really easy, Mum had told me as she started up her gyrocopter and Dad sped off down a laneway on his motorbike. We'll direct the chase your way. She won't expect anyone will be waiting, not with both of us on her tail. Mum grinned at that and clapped me on the arm. The moron doesn't realise we're a team of 3 now. A whir of rotor blades and the gyrocopter swept into the air, and I was left standing alone to heave a sigh and drag this heavy launcher up the staircase that backed one of Florence's many historical houses. Something I'd far rather be paying attention to than a high-speed car chase. It was late afternoon, creeping towards evening, and the sky had taken on a golden gleam. It made the ornate and enormous sweep of the Duomo and the tower of the Palazzo Vecchio look even more beautiful and otherworldly. Just like the sloping roofs and tumbling chimneys and tilting houses that surrounded them. Otherworldly. I smiled a bit, despite myself. I had been to actual other worlds, and I wasn't sure I'd ever seen anything as beautiful as here. But, I reminded myself, what I was supposed to be seeing was the approaching car on the street below. I refocused, aimed the launcher. It felt weird and dangerous to be holding it. My heart was fluttering a little, but it wasn't nearly as bad as the time Mum, Dad and I had busted those snorkeling smugglers in Hawaii, or the mountaineering mobsters in Tibet, or as bad as what had led to that. The journey that brought my dad back home in the first place and turned me almost overnight from Andromache Peters, boring history nerd, to Andromache Peters, daring adventurer who'd really just like to go back to being a boring history nerd, please and thank you. A shriek of car horns sounded from several streets away. I checked behind me, making sure the cable was leading properly from the back of the launcher to the heavy metal ring secured to the roof. Mum had been very clear about her instructions. That car will be going dangerously fast, so the moment the hook hits it, you dive clear and throw the launcher. Got it? My hands were sweaty. The horns were louder, followed by yells. I could hear the chop of gyrocopter rotors, the rev of Dad's motorcycle. A long, low-slung black car swung hard around a nearby corner, entering the street below. It seemed far too big for it. But then, any car in Florence seemed too big for streets designed for horses. I aimed the launcher at the boot, waited as I'd been told for the car to be nearly below me, and pulled the trigger. Nothing. The car was here. I pulled again, and again, and
Sample complete. Ready to continue?